Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru, and I'm here to remind you that while the Writers Guild have reached the end of their strike, SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Guild, is still currently on strike, and we, of course, cannot make movies without actors, so we must still support them. So I'm going to include a link to both the Entertainment Fund and to their official website if you want to help them out more directly. And as I usually say in these intros, the corporates, support the unions, and let's get back to this review. Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm
And he's Count Jackula, and today we're going to talk about Slotherhouse, which is a monster movie about a killer sloth from director Matthew Goodhue. Now, you hear the title Slotherhouse, and you're probably thinking that the title is a play on Slaughterhouse, and it is. But it's also a play on the fact that the movie is set in a sorority house, in which this sloth becomes immensely popular, and it basically becomes the Sloth House. So Slotherhouse is a play on two elements of the movie, which I gotta say, if you're gonna have a pun name for a title, having it work on multiple layers, that to me tells me you did the extra homework than just making a really dumb movie named Slotherhouse.
Yeah, and so the basic plot is a sloth out in the wild, which as it turns out is the deadliest animal.
Yeah, the deadliest animal in the animal kingdom, man. That's why you gotta keep it sedated.
Yeah, it gets kidnapped, brought to America, where a sorority pledge.
She buys it from this exotic dealer, who's obviously shady as fuck, because she convinces herself that if she buys an exotic animal like the sloth, she might have an edge in winning the competition to be the head of the sorority.
Yeah.
And it does work. She gets insanely popular, and the sloth gets popular. Almost too popular.
Yeah.
To the point where the rest of the sorority starts to get a little jealous of the sloth, but they also love the sloth because it's cute and cuddly. But here's the problem. The sloth needs to be sedated, otherwise it has a mad lust for blood and violence.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't just kill people for food. It doesn't eat them. It kills them for fun.
Yeah, it just murders things. And as the story progresses, the sloth itself starts turning into a mean girl.
Mm-hmm. The sloth itself is practically a metaphor for a mean girl, which is weird. I don't know what they were doing with that.
And this damn sloth is like stupid intelligent.
Yeah.
It can use social media.
Yes, it can use computers and cell phones. It is not a dumb animal. It is in many ways smarter than most of the sorority chicks in the sorority. And also, in between the moving real slow while people are looking, it's fucking booking it behind the scenes. Like, think like The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It's running around.
Yeah, when you're not looking at it, it can like fucking teleport and shit.
Exactly. So it just starts killing people one by one until finally the main characters realize the sloth is doing the murdering, leading into a confrontation between the sloth and the main characters. And that's the movie.
That's the whole movie. Yeah. I want to be the sorority queen.
Yep.
But there's a sloth killing everybody.
And by the end of it, basically the sloth wants to be the queen. Like,
well, yeah, because it turns into single white female.
Yeah, it's so weird. There's not really much to spoil here except for like who survives and who dies. It's your standard slasher movie formula, but with a killer sloth.
Yeah, you can tell that this movie was done in the wake of Cocaine Bear.
Yes. Now, that being said, I do not think it's quite as good as Cocaine Bear.
No.
But it is a gooder movie.
Yes.
It's dumb as shit, it knows it's dumb as shit, and it embraces being dumb as shit.
Yeah.
It's the kind of movie that I wish movies like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey were.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where they kind of embrace their stupid a little more.
Yeah.
Instead of taking themselves so damn seriously. This movie knows it's stupid. It's filled with jokes. And the jokes, for the most part, land even when they're really dumb.
Yeah, the thing that is holding the movie back is clearly its budget.
Yeah, it's budget, but at the same time, I was impressed with the puppetry.
Yeah. They do a lot with a lilt.
The sloth is a practical puppet throughout the entire movie, and they obviously had different versions of it to do different things. It kind of reminded me of the original Child's Play, but like obviously not nearly as inventive as the original Child's Play because it's using all the same tricks.
Yeah, the biggest problem that it has is the limited budget means that there aren't as many on-screen kills.
And that's actually the other thing, too. It's not just the budget. It's also its PG-13 rating.
This was PG-13?
It was PG-13. Yeah, I didn't know this until afterwards.
What?
I don't even know if it was a budgetary thing or if it was just a rating thing.
Fucking PG-13? Are you fucking kidding me?
This is the one thing weighing the movie down above all else. So many of the kills happen off screen. You do see aftermaths. You do see like a character laying on the ground with their face all burnt off.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if there's like a director's cut or something.
But so often it's the sloth about to do something and stalking someone and like picking up a weapon or whatever, and then us seeing the body laying there somewhere else.
Yeah.
And this is the thing I don't like about the movie, because I wish it was just a hard R and we got to see more of the kills and that there was more overt gore, because this movie needs it. It's
Slotherhouse.
It's Slotherhouse, but the puppet shit is great.
Yeah. The puppetry itself is actually really good.
In many ways, the puppet stuff makes me feel like this is this year's Benny doll.
Yeah.
This guy right here. The guy who's been correcting all our mistakes in the videos and post-editing.
Yeah. I'm sure this is the old 80s talking here.
Yeah.
But I thought it should have been significantly bloodier.
Oh,
and
tits.
And tits, yeah.
We're in a sorority house?
Exactly. It's like, I get that's not going to be the main event.
Yeah.
But I'm like, can we at least do the Roger Corman thing of like showing us a little and convincing us that there was nudity in the whole thing? You know?
I also liked that while most of the characters are kind of mean girls in this movie, there are some characters that you can latch onto. The main character isn't a mean girl, so you can like her.
Yeah.
She kind of has this annoying goody two-shoes best friend. The friend that I really like is the lesbian friend.
The lesbian with the samurai sword?
Yes! Who is just totally chill about everything and just brings a party with her everywhere she goes.
Yes.
I love that character. And this movie actually keeps faking you out with that character dying. I'm not going to tell you until the spoiler section whether she actually makes it or not. It knows she's the best character.
Yeah.
And so it keeps tricking you into thinking, oh, she's dead now.
Yeah. They did a really good job. You're like, no! Oh, she's bad. No, she's bad. No!
Blood and tits is what this movie needed.
Yeah, it didn't even need like a lot of tits. I'm just talking like one good naked shower scene.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Especially since it's the kind of movie it's trying to be, right?
Yeah, this is the thing I keep saying, which is you can do the homage to the nudity without doing it. You could do the end of Austin Powers.
Yeah.
And still the joke will still land.
And the kind of humor in this movie would have fit with that.
It would absolutely have fit.
It's really dumb comedy. And if you're okay with that really dumb comedy, almost stoner-esque comedy, then you're going to have a good time with this movie.
This is a good, solid video store ripoff of Cocaine Bear.
This is a movie where if you saw the title and you saw it on a VHS shelf, you would have to rent it because of the title. You would watch it and you'd be surprised at how much better a movie it is than you expected it to be.
Yeah. It's a way better movie than it should be.
You know, you're expecting Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
And you get something a little bit more. Now, the one thing that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey does have that this doesn't have is it has a lot more gore. It's not very good gore, but it has more of it.
Slotherhouse is a good movie. It's a very entertaining movie, and you don't feel like the movie's not trying.
No. So Slotherhouse is available on various streaming platforms to rent. I highly recommend you do rent it, especially if you're just going to get drunk or high with some friends and throw something on. I think you'll have a good time with this movie.
Oh, yeah. This is a total, like, get together with a bunch of friends, get drunk, smoke weed, watch Slotherhouse kind of flick.
And also, if you like movies with female serial killers, the sloth in this movie is canonically a woman. So,
yep,
there you go. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, let us move on to the spoilers, what little there are.
Yeah. Spoiler number 1, this movie passes the Bechdel test easily.
It does. It does. For what it's worth. I'm not sure I would call it a feminist masterpiece or anything, but...
No, but it technically passes.
Yeah, so the lesbian does live throughout the movie, but, like, they do make you think that she's dead, like, 3 different times.
Yeah.
There's a point where she sword fights the fucking sloth.
Which you knew was gonna happen the minute she showed up with that sword. It's a minute where, like, the dumb boyfriend is like, I know, I'm gonna be romantic and break into my girlfriend's dorm room. And fucking he does, the girl screams, and then, like, all of a sudden, I know what you were doing there, director. That was a Pieces reference. When she fucking busts through that door with that sword, I'm like, okay, that's a Pieces reference. I know that shot. You can't fool me, but it's awesome. Because all of a sudden there's this lesbian with a katana fucking like attacking a dude.
Now, the sloth kills people for fun, but there are certain people it kills out of spite and anger. Whoa, is this a spiteful fucking sloth? Like, there's a point in which it goes after this one girl who tried to convince the main character to give the sloth back because it's a wild animal and it should be like in its natural habitat. She's the goody two-shoes. And not only does it track her down to the hospital she's at after she gets hit by a car, and like tries to suffocate her in her bed.
Yeah, and while it's doing it, it takes a selfie.
Yes, it takes a selfie of it. Hashtag murder sloth or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
hot girl things. Felt cute, took the selfie.
That's the kind of dumb this movie is, guys. Like, if you're not on board with this, then you're never going to enjoy this movie.
This movie's super dumb.
And yes, by the end of the movie, it wants to be queen of the Slotherhouse. So, like, the title...
It wants to be sorority queen.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's going to kill the other queen, or the other contestants for the queen, including the main character, who does successfully defeat the sloth.
Eventually. Maybe I shouldn't have been that surprised that a fight with a sloth took forever. But
it takes a while.
It just keeps going.
Well, because the sloth, every time you think it's down, it gets back up. It takes like 5 bullets.
Yeah, it's like a Chumbawamba song, gets back up.
They shoot the sloth. It keeps getting back up again.
Yeah, it's like a fucking Terminator and shit. This is one of those sloth foo, sword foo.
Yeah. The finale, the fight at the end, when they're like stabbing the sloth or getting stabbed by the sloth and shooting the sloth, that stuff's all great. It's pretty bloodless, but it's pretty awesome when it happens.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like with Final Girls, I'm like, I wish you had gone the extra distance.
Agreed.
Because then it would be a masterpiece.
Agreed. It's a really good, dumb, fun movie that has this one glaring flaw.
And that flaw, for the record, is its PG-13 rating. This movie really should have been a hard R, and you can feel it.
You could have been better. Yeah. You could have been awesome.
Yes.
You know?
Anyway, any final thoughts on Slotherhouse?
Oh, you should check it out. Despite our bitching, it's a good movie.
It's the perfect movie to get high to. Where can they find you, Count Jackula?
You can find me here on YouTube, where I stream periodically throughout the week. And if you're like, Count Jackula, when is that? Whenever I feel like. So, you should subscribe to my channel so that you know when I am streaming, because I think I'm going to cut out a lot of social media.
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, Blue Sky, Mastodon. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag from the movie, hashtag Killer Sloth. Work that into your comment below, and that way I know, and Jack will know, and the whole world will know
that you watched a vlog about a killer sloth movie all the way through. Congratulations! And what are you doing with your life?